Mortal Kombat! What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Robert here. And yes, I know. It's been a long time since I've posted something like this on the channel. Probably what is October, November? Well, it doesn't matter, okay? The point is that I see that this channel is slowly growing with subscribers, and so I kind of wanted just to try to get back on track with this, man. Like I said, the channel has been slowly growing, and I want to get back to doing stuff that I always kind of wanted to do, which is like a movie review of some sorts. But the reason why my channel has been kind of slowly growing is because of my latest film, The Fiend, which, by the way, if you have not watched that, I suggest you go ahead and do that because, I mean, it's some. That's all I got to say. All right. I will have the link to the movie down below in the description. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. But with that being said, let's get into today's video, where I'm going to be talking about the latest Mortal Kombat film that just released last Friday, Mortal Kombat 2021. Now, I will say that this is spoilers, because I am going to be talking some stuff about the movie, because I'm also going to be comparing it from the 1995 movie and the 2021, the latest film, of course. And so, yeah, spoilers are ahead. So yeah, let's get started. Now, of course, just like me, like everybody else in the world does, you like to watch people's reviews on the movie before you watch it or after you watch it. Just to see where your opinions match on a couple of things. I personally like to watch guys like Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, those guys, because they really know their stuff. But before going into this movie, I was already hyped for it. I mean, if you're a huge Mortal Kombat fan, just like me, I got the games, okay? I got the games. You're gonna have a good time with this movie. And as I look at some of these people's reviews on the movie, I'm just like, how are you not entertained by this movie? I mean, seriously, we'll get into all that though. But my first initial opinion on this movie, it's fire. So like I said, I love the movie. Okay, it has your action, your gore, storytelling is so not that great. Could be better, but overall, I had a blast with this movie. Now, did I think this movie was better than the 1995 version? In some parts, yes. But you can always do your own comparison about what you like about the original movie and this movie. There are certain things I do love about the original movie, and it's characters. Everyone had their own personality. Even people like Raiden, who was portrayed by somebody like Christopher Lambert, who didn't really per se do a good job, but he had a personality in this one. Per se, when you look at this new version of Mortal Kombat, only the most great characters in this movie, by far, are Sub-Zero and Kano. But I will say that I do love everyone else in this character. I think everyone played their roles really good, like they were supposed to. Should we expected more from them, from people like Liu Kang or Raiden? Yes. But everyone did their part and played what they were supposed to do for this film. And that's the whole thing about this movie. People are so mad and don't like this movie because of the story. And let me say this. I will agree on some parts. The whole thing with Cole Young didn't really be needed, but for me, I thought it was a cool addition for this new story on what they're trying to do. As a filmmaker myself and a director, I like when we get to see new things. All right, I know a lot of people expected from them to do what they did in the 1995 movie with the whole tournament and stuff. But this movie is basically the prequel to all of that. You know, they're trying to set up these characters, and yes, they kind of do it a bit too fast by just showing you one character. Boom, they tell their story, blah blah blah, and this and that. Not enough, backstory, not enough all this stuff. But, you know, but personally, I thought it was okay because they can save all that stuff for the next movie. Okay, just my opinion. But I will say this though: if you don't like the story of this movie, that's okay. But but I don't get it when people say that they didn't like the action in this movie. I mean, how could you have not liked the action in this movie? Seriously, they gave you they gave you everything you needed for a Mortal Kombat movie. They gave you gore, all right. They gave you fatalities. Um, they gave you some good action scenes. Is and some of these action scenes they do kind of go by fast because let me tell you there are a bunch of fight scenes in here. Um, but I will say this though that in the 1995 movie, had some really good fight scenes as well, especially with Liu Kang and a reptile, I believe it was, and the Scorpion and Johnny Cage one. And in this movie, the 2021 movie, the best parts in this movie, I will say by far, is the Scorpion and Sub-Zero stuff, which they didn't even do in the original movie. In the original movie, they were just much more of a henchman to Shang Tsung. Then in this one, they have their own backstories with Bihan, Hanzo Hasashi, all that stuff that we know from the video games, which I really appreciate. I really loved about the beginning of this movie all the way to the end of this movie. That was the best parts of this movie. All right, so some of my favorite parts of this movie were the fighting. I mean, what else could have been, right? The action. You play these games and you're always fascinated with these characters, their different fighting styles, different abilities, powers, whatever it is. And I feel like I kind of got that from these characters, especially from Liu Kang, Kung Lao. To me, they had some of the best fight scenes, of course, obviously, and then also Sonya and Jax. I mean, Sonya is by far one of my favorites. My second favorite, my first favorite is Johnny Cage, but I love the portrayal of these characters, and I felt like everyone did their part. Now, will I say that they're better than the 1995 version? No. The 1995 version had personality. It had, yes, it might have been a little bit cheesy here and there, and this one too. This one got a little cheesy and corny stuff in there too. But it works though. You know why? Because it's a video game movie. I see a lot of people taking this stuff serious about this movie, but really you shouldn't though. It's a video game movie. Yes, they can always do better. This is not the most perfect movie, but it's a entertaining movie. It's highly entertaining. And I see a lot of people saying that this movie is trash and it's boring and it's this and that, but I have to disagree. Alright? They gave you everything that you expected from a Mortal Kombat movie, and from what I've heard, the guy who plays Scorpion, no, not Scorpion, Sub-Zero, the guy who plays Sub-Zero, he's already signed on to 4 more Mortal Kombat movies. So, they can always do better with these movies. And I'm super hyped for this movie, honestly, because I'm a fan, man. I want to see so many much more characters in this movie. I want to see people like Ermac. I want to see people like Johnny Cage, who, by the way, was teased at the end of this movie, which I cannot wait to see. And if I may say so myself, and a lot of other people, I think The Miz would be a perfect Johnny Cage. I mean, the similarities are already there. I don't even have to explain why The Miz should be casted as Johnny Cage. But I wouldn't be mad though if he's not. All right, just as long as that actor portrays my boy like he's always been in these games, then we're totally fine with that. So at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this movie. And like I said, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to enjoy it as well. Yes, the story's not as great, but you do get it though. But you do get the story. You do get everything. You get what they're trying to do with this, and maybe it might not be the best thing, but you get it though. And people are saying that they're confused and they don't know. Then that's because you're not paying attention, or you're not really into this movie like how you want it to be, because they're not doing what you expected them, or it's something different. It's fresh. It's something we've never seen in a Mortal Kombat movie or video game, and I appreciate the filmmakers for that. And I just want to tell them thank you guys for putting this movie out, because ever since it was announced, I was ready for this movie. And now that there's going to be a whole cinematic universe and the sequels, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly can't wait for this movie sequel to come out. I hope it gets a sequel. I hope, because I hate when studios do this. They come out with one movie and they say they got plans for these sequels and stuff like that, but they never get made. So I hope to God that y'all make the sequel, and it could be a better sequel than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But with that being said, I'm gonna give my final score on this. At first I gave it about a 9 out of 10, but I watched it 3 times, and I kind of went down for 8 out of 10. I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10 on this one. For the most of the part, I enjoyed the movie. I was entertained. I loved what they were trying to do with this movie. Not the best movie, could have been better, yes, but at the end of the day, I really enjoyed it as a fan and as a viewer watching it, and I can't wait for the next movie. If you guys enjoyed my review, me talking about the movie, please subscribe to the channel. And for more, I'm going to plan on to do more videos, because I see that this channel is slowly rising up because of my Fiend movie and stuff. So I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the new subscribers, and I will try to post more stuff on here, more movie reviews, more reactions, stuff like that. So with that being said, my name is Robert Kerr. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.